Do you support techno necromancy? I mean, in a way, you do if you go and watch certain movies, these Disney movies, the Warner Brothers movies, a lot of this stuff. They bring back the dead. It's like, well, they can do it now. They own the license, they own IP, they own the people. The family signed off on it. They took their blood money. Hey, you know what? My father would have loved this. Here, we'll put this in the film. Well, just write this check. Maybe I'll make the money out to a foundation. Oh, of course, no one would ever skim from foundations. They're all on the up and up. All charities, all foundations, they're all on the up and up. Nobody will be driving around in Mercedes and other fancy cars that are 50, 60, $100,000. Yeah, nobody will be driving around that and managing this, very important, very serious charities and foundations and all this and that. You got these people that will it would sell their own mothers into sexual slavery if the money was right. Very few, I mean, it's gone on since the Dark Ages. Traveling performers would buy up little girls and little boys perform, and not just on the stage act. Same thing in Hollywood. Look what happened to Shirley Temple. Go look that up. Her and her mother on the same day were attacked. This stuff has been going on for a long time. So if they're going to do that to the living, oh, they'll definitely desecrate the dead. I know George Lucas is buying up rights years and years ago, but now they're actually going to start implementing that stuff. You could feed enough dialogue of somebody's voice. James Dean, resurrect him, put him in the new movie, put him in the next Marvel crap movie, put him, or whoever has the rights. Oh well, I think he would be a perfect cast for Robin in a Teen Titans movie set in the '60s. Oh, we got James Dean. Let's just resurrect him. We got enough, voice to AI synthesize it. Because who cares? Because guess what? The consumers want to consume. They're like hogs at a trough. They just eat and they eat and they eat until the money starts drying up. And I'm kind of glad to see the CGI is being much more crap now because everybody's being, the grind, the crunch have been like making them turn to crap. And people are starting to notice how bad the CG is nowadays. That it peaked and it kind of has been downhill since because these people are getting burned out. And you know what? Good, because I know this sounds terrible for the people doing the CGI, but I'm glad they're getting burned out because people are starting to notice. And eventually, maybe they'll do some kind of, I don't know, unionization effort, something to put the spanner in the works, sabotage it, as it were. Go ahead and make a problem for all these companies. Everything's like CG this, oh, it's a live action movie. No, it's not live action. How much of it actually is on screen? If you actually take away the CGI elements, the set extensions, the wire removal, all this and that, people would just be standing on blue and green screens or LED screens in front of that. You take all that out of it. How much is actually live action? I mean, hand drawn animation is far more respectable than all these, this crunching. Yeah, granted, that was harder work, but there was some artistry to it. This isn't plug-in effects and where you had, farming out. Okay, well, if you look back at something like Superman Returns, that movie sucks to begin with. I remember taking a day off work. This is 2006. I'm still pissed at this movie. Took a day off work to see that piece of garbage. It was terrible. The blue context, Brandon Routh, he looked so skinny. It was painful. I'm like, I get it. He was away from yellow sun for such a long time, and okay, he's skinny. No, he doesn't bulk back up. He's just a creep to hanging outside of Lois Lane's, apartment looking, or house looking at his bastard offspring. And he just basically knocked her up and wiped her mind. Like, imagine Lois Lane. Oh, he took away her memory with a kiss. So basically, she's like immaculate conception. She's like, oh, I got pregnant out of nowhere, and I'm like, how's this possible? This is kind of, Superman's an asshole. He's a dick. But this kind of CGI in that film, especially, I was like, oh, it was so great. The only decent action scene in there is when he's saving the plane. That's the only thing that happens is worthwhile. The rest of it's just, eh. I kind of wish that when Superman was weakened on the Kryptonite Island after Lex Luthor stabs, he's like, Luthor, come here. And then Superman punches him in the face because he can never do that normally. He's like weakened to the point where he could put a hurting on Luthor, but without like knocking his head off and just blood and brain matter going everywhere. His teeth turning into shrapnel. But that doesn't happen because that would actually be cool. Something that movie isn't because it's just creepy and ugh. It's awesome. Bryan Singer directing it, so there you go. Oh, but he shot. Superman got shot in the eye. Yeah, that's so cool. It's not. Stop it. But these people will start bringing. Okay, hey, somebody's got enough AI right now. Why don't you just replace Brandon Routh with Christopher Reeve? There you go. Just go ahead and do that because guess what? Who cares? He's dead. Just resurrect the dead. Use your necromancy to put asses in the seats or whatever. Make people happy online, and it's sickening. It really is sickening. I mean, these are the same people that will exploit the dead. They're no different. This is no different than them guys that did that Bruce Lee movie after he died, where they actually used footage of Bruce Lee in a coffin, and even before that, they had a body double with a cardboard cutout Bruce Lee's face, or it was like a magazine, a photo cutout, pasted onto a mirror, so it makes it look like the actor, the body double, is Bruce Lee. I'm like, it's that shameless. But they're acting like, well, we're respecting. It's like, oh, when that new Ghostbusters came out, the last one was Afterlife, whatever it's called, the one with the Reitman kid directing it, Ivan Reitman's son. And they're like, I was like, as soon as I saw that thing was going to happen, I was like, they're gonna put Harold Ramis in it as like a CGI ghost or something. It's exactly what they did, but it was respectable. All these people that go in there consume it like the hogs they are, going to do that. It's just there's, I mean, okay, so somebody comes up to you and it's like, you think it's bad now. They're gonna start doing that, man. You better hide your families. It's like hide your wives, hide your kids, hide all your stuff from Facebook. Get that stuff down. Take it down, delete it, whatever you can do, because you think it's bad now. The technology is gonna get better. Somebody wants to get you or your kids. Like say, two kids are arguing at school. Okay, back in the day, they fight, they might say something, write letters to each other, whatever they're gonna do. Back when thankfully I got out before Facebook was a thing and all that. But you're looking at it, they're going to start putting your kid's mom into some really horrific situations, and even probably have the voice too. I mean, especially if like she's on Instagram with her wine and talking about this, that, oh, this is food I make, this, the. Take enough voice samples, take enough image samples, put her in some really horrific stuff, and it's like, or you're, hey, how can it get worse? Somebody putting photos of your grandma and some really your deceased grandmother. See how you feel about that. I mean, you might be able to laugh it off for a bit. You're probably going to see down below like a piece of charcoal, like Centralia, Pennsylvania. You're going to smolder. You're going to smolder for a while. You might do something stupid. This technology is going to be abused in some of the most horrific ways possible. Also, it's going to be used for subterfuge as well. It's like, oh, that wasn't real. That was a deep fake. I'm like, looked all real to me. Oh, no, you see the imperfections in here. Oh, the experts say it's deep fake. Experts say it's deep fake. But yeah, it's to get back to the original topic at hand. We're talking about the desecration of the dead. I don't take too many things sacred in this world. It's like, yeah, let the dead be, even if they're assholes. Okay. These people, they are product at the end of the day. They sell their licenses. That's why you see all the Star Trek characters, the Star Wars characters, all this other stuff. These people that have licenses, like the Franklin Mint, and like, oh, here's a platter with the Duke on it. With John Wayne. It's like, yeah, that's licenses, the whatever, but come on. We don't have to do this. We could be better than this. Just let him be dead. It's okay. It's okay to pass on. It's okay to just let it be. But nah, to live forever, for eternity. It's like this some kind of weird obsession with their fear of death and the fear of being forgotten. And it's just, also, you just want to make money. I think that also boils down to that. Just want to make money. It's like if you could start bringing back your favorite actors, and it's like you're just a body double. You're just a physical. Actors are meat puppets anyway. That's why whenever they do like any kind of political or sociological message, like we are going to do this. I'm like, you say words that are lies. You lie for a living. You are a meat puppet. You do what directors tell you. You say what writers write for you. You get that job, hopefully not by doing things with like producers like Harvey Weinstein. Maybe just because you're actually good, you actually got that job. Or you had a good agent or something along those lines. But you're meat puppets. They are all meat puppets. Maybe just let them have some dignity in death, especially when it's bad, especially when they're child actors. Some horrible things happen to them. Or if you ever see in their bios, like left as a teenager, went to Japan to be a model. Like, oh, yeah, some bad things happened to her. But yeah, this is just let them rest in peace, or maybe they just sold their souls to the devil. Who knows? Like, if you believe in that stuff. So, that's my thoughts on that. The rambling that it was. Thanks for listening. Have yourself a good one.